in order to like sort of grow your audience on Twitter or anywhere else, you can create airdrops, let's say, for people to interact with you. So that interaction could be on Twitter. That interaction could be, hey, go listen and save this song on Spotify. If they attended your concert, you can reward them. So it's a great way to like give out free NFTs, and you'd be surprised, like people would be more than willing to do that and even share this around. We've seen like airdrops go completely fill out in a matter of like 24 hours.
All right, so I guess we can go ahead and kick it off if you guys are ready. And
yeah, let's do it.
Mute myself and you guys take it over. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for all of them.
I kind of set the stage a little bit. So I've been a big fan of Coinvise for probably over a year now. If you guys joined the webinar we did a few weeks ago on Web3, you got a little bit of context on how musicians can leverage Web3 tools to kind of supercharge their communities and their careers and explore different ways to make money and to manage relationships. And Coinvise is a really cool tool that I've just been inspired by since I saw it launch. Being able to bring Jenil in here to give you guys a rundown of Coinvise and everything, I think is a really awesome opportunity for anybody who's looking to figure out how to just deepen their relationship with their audience and explore new ways to actually finance their careers. So that's the stage. Jenil, take it away.
Yeah, thank you. I guess before I get started, I can just give everybody a quick introduction about who I am. So I started out after graduating as a software engineer. And after working for a year or so, I was looking into a project called Luxo, where I worked with this guy called Fabian. And at the time, we worked with a bunch of fashion brands. And that's how I sort of got introduced to creators and brands, where we were building experiences for them in Web3 back in, I think, 2018. So flash forward, I think like initially we saw a bunch of interesting projects in crypto that were working with creators. And they were essentially building tools that allowed anybody to create a token for themselves, and we called it social tokens. I don't know if anybody remember that, but anybody could launch a personal token, and that was one way or the other a way for you to represent your career. So if you did well in your career, the value of the token would reflect that, and people would be able to purchase or buy or sell them. So that's how it sort of started out, this idea of social tokens, and creators started to experiment with it. There was also like creators that were tokenizing their content. So you could have a song, you could have a music video, you could have any piece of content that you created as an NFT, and people would like to own that. And we sort of saw that same like narrative with art, with news articles, with any kind of publication that you're writing. So anything on the internet that you've created can be owned using crypto. So on that same line of thread, I was really interested in seeing how can this be applied to creators? So we ended up building a tool called Coinvise, where anybody can create and distribute ownership. So you can create a token, whether it's a fungible token or a non-fungible token, which is an NFT, and distribute it to X number of people for doing certain tasks. So what I was really fascinated by is creators are really interested in building a strong audience and building stronger relationships with their audience. And it was really difficult to get the community to participate and engage meaningfully with the creator, or at least really difficult to keep people incentivized to participate actively. So we created something called airdrops. So you can airdrop people if they engage with you on Twitter, if they follow you on Twitter, if they post on Discord, basically any form of meaningful interaction, you can start rewarding that using an airdrop. And I thought that was really fascinating. We saw a lot of communities started out like that, where they started distributing free NFTs, free tokens to people that engage with them on Twitter, on Instagram, on Discord, or even collected NFTs on different platforms. And I think that was like really helpful in finding new people. And for creators that are just starting out, it's a really big deal for them, right? Like finding new people when you're starting out a community is one of the hardest problems. And this was something that we found useful, is because you could sort of be a part of the Coinvise community. You can use our tools, and you can find the right people for your community that can get to learn about your work. So that's how we started out. Then more recently, we introduced something called memberships. So you can create Patreon style tiers. So if you've seen Patreon, you can create subscriptions, or you can accept fees, one-time fees, and people can get access to content on YouTube, like just really premium content that you create. So we've created a parallel, which is what we're calling NFT memberships, where you can create as many tiers as you like, and it's a great way to crowdfund directly from our community members. And this can give them access to a multitude of things. This can give them access to weekly calls, events, content, governance, and a number of other use cases. But this is a really useful way to monetize, because a lot of these creators have a very global audience. So to monetize from them, crypto has been like a really simple option. So yeah, these are the two things we've been focusing on for the last 2 years. One of them is rewards. So you can distribute free NFTs, tokens to anybody that meaningfully engages with you. And then once you've built a strong community and a relationship with them, you can crowdfund, or you can monetize by creating Patreon style tiers. And all of this is no code. So you can get started in like less than 2 minutes. Yeah, so that's sort of a brief overview. And Mickey, if you like, I can walk people over the platform, take any questions, and talk about community building.
Yeah, I think if you can share your screen and kind of go over the dashboard, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, if you have questions, please share them in the chat. But this is a dashboard. You can go to coinvise.co/dashboard. And you'll be able to see. You can even go to coinvise.co and you can learn more about us on our landing page. But like I said, the two main tools we focus on is airdrop, which is rewarding meaningful participation, and finding new members, and memberships, which is a way for you to monetize. You can connect any of your wallet. So Coinvise supports all popular wallets that are out there. And you can, if you have a treasury, you can even connect that optionally. So I'll go over airdrop first. So over here, you have 3 options. One of them is a claim page. So I don't know if you've seen platform airdrops, but if any one of you has claimed, let's say, Optimism airdrop or ENS airdrop, basically what we say is you can create that same page with your own requirements in really just 2 minutes. So I'll give you an example. You start out by choosing what kind of a token you want to airdrop. So let's say it's a token. You can select any token you want and put in the details. And yeah, go on to the next step. So over here, you can set requirements, which are things that you want people to do. So what makes anybody eligible to claim this airdrop? So you can say that you must hold a particular POAP, or you must follow me on Twitter. So let's say I create this airdrop where I say you must follow Coinvise on Twitter. And you can even say you must hold a particular NFT. So you can paste the NFT address from OpenSea or any other platform and create that. We can even upload a whitelist. So you can upload a list of usernames from Twitter. And if they engage with you, you can add them to the whitelist and reward them. Or just a list of wallet addresses, or you can say you must hold, let's say, FWB tokens, or you must hold 50 Bankless DAO tokens. And once you've set those conditions, you can click next, you can approve and create the airdrop. I've already created some of them, so I'll just show you what that page looks like. You can even get a QR code that you can print out. We've even done this at music concerts. We did NFT Miami, and we had a giant QR code on the screen, and people could claim that airdrop. So this is what the page looks like. Yeah, so this is a token airdrop. You can edit the cover page to whatever you like, or even delete it. And you'll be able to see what the conditions are. So over here, just follow Coinvise DAO on Twitter. So if you follow this account, you'll be eligible to claim this airdrop. And it could be any kind of token. Here it's my token, but it could even be an NFT. It could be, any asset. We support all kinds of assets. So yeah, that's airdrop. You can even directly send to wallet addresses if you're doing somewhat of like a compensation. So you click next. You can copy and paste addresses here and directly send them tokens, so they don't have to come and claim it. You can even upload a CSV file, or if you don't want to do this, you can import directly. So this is one of those tools where, on Twitter, people say that drop your ETH address or drop your ENS. If people drop their ENS in the tweet thread, you can literally copy and paste your tweet thread and put in the amount, and it'll automatically fetch all the addresses that commented on that tweet. Or you can put in the POAP ID, and it'll give you all the people that hold that POAP, or anybody that holds a particular NFT. You can just put in the NFT address, and it'll give you all the users. So let's just try this out. So let's say if I want to, reward people that own a specific kind of NFT. So we can go to top NFTs. So let's say it's Celestial. You'll just copy this address. We'll go here. This is on mainnet. Token address 1. This takes a minute, and then, yep, there we go. So it'll automatically fetch the token, and once it fetches the wallet address, you can basically airdrop to all the people that own this particular token. And you can even check out their page. Yeah, so while this loads, I'll go over NFT memberships. So NFT memberships are, like I said, Patreon style tiers. So those tiers look something like this, where you have a name, you have a specific NFT that represents it, and the number of people you want to set this out to. So these are fixed editions. So you can say this is capped at for 1,000 people, and it's valid for 3 months. And it has certain benefits like access to content, access to different kinds of participation, Discord channel, private Telegram, and get started. So let's say you're starting out. So let's just call it season 1, and it's 20 Matic. By the way, this is available on Ethereum, Polygon, and Optimism. So let's say we're creating 1,000 of them, and it's valid for 6 months. You'll upload the poster. Just any photo. And you can choose to make it soulbound. So soulbound essentially means that the NFT would be one of one and non-transferable. So once you get it, you can't trade it. You can even turn it off, so that would allow anybody to trade it on secondary markets. And you can use any of these plugins. So you can say that if you purchase this NFT, you automatically are eligible for an airdrop. So you can get, let's say, 10 tokens every time you purchase this. And yeah, you can add as many benefits as you like. So access to weekly calls. So this can even serve as an event ticket if you like it to be. And yeah, over here, it will start adding, and then you would add the withdraw address. This is the address that where you'll withdraw your revenue that you make. And yeah, you can create the tier. The tiers will show up on your profile. So if you click on memberships, you'll be able to see some of the tiers that you've created. So yeah, people can go and mint it. I think the most recent one we did with Ibn and Glor, he's a music artist. We almost sold out in less than 2 days. So We did this where you could purchase either the silver edition or the gold edition, and we sold out. I think this gave you access to workshops, some of the content from the next album he was releasing. And yeah, people can come and mint on your profile. You can even edit it. You can verify it with your Twitter, and you can follow people. So yeah, these are like memberships and airdrops. This is a great way to airdrops is a way to like find new people and reward existing people for engaging with you. And once you have a strong community, you can create memberships as a way to monetize, and all of which you can set up pretty easily without knowing how to code. You just have to connect your wallet and get started. So yeah, that's the dashboard. You can manage all your memberships here. You can choose to hide it from your profile or turn it on. So turning this on would make it visible in the profile. So over here, you should be able to see it. Yeah, there we go. So you should be able to see it in the profile, or you can turn it off, and you can see all the memberships you've created here. You can also see all the airdrops you've done, who's collected it. We've done gift cards, we've done rewards, or any kind of proof of attendance, or even like as an event ticket. You can see all of them here, and you can even repeat them. Yeah, I'm happy to take any questions. You'll be able to see all the members that have purchased your memberships here. Withdraw your revenue. So if you have any revenue that you made, you can click withdraw, and you can withdraw that revenue from your dashboard. And I know I haven't gone over this, but a few more things. You can even mint a token. So if you wanted to create a personal token, you can create it here. And if you want to just learn about community building in general, there's something called Coinvise Learn. If you click right here, this is the page where we've sort of shared all the content about building a community using Web3 tools. So this is how to use Coinvise. Some of the case studies we've done from communities like JokeDAO, Culture DAO, Protein, all of these communities have actually gone on to do very, very well. We've even written some essays on the future of music in Web3, decentralized science, how to design a token launch. So you can check all of those out, FAQs. So yeah, check out Coinvise Learn, check out our dashboard. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'm happy to answer them.
I'm the designated moderator for questions, and I put some questions in the chat that have come up in conversations I've had with other artists. You mentioned some other examples, but I'm curious, just I guess if you ran a music company with a roster, like an artist management company, booking agency, or a record label, how would you leverage Coinvise to grow your business?
Yeah, so somebody asked a similar question too, like what are some examples you've seen of creators and communities launching airdrops? And if you're like, honestly, if you're a music artist or even a record label, I think a great place to start is I'm assuming like you maybe have like a small audience, or you want to grow to a much bigger audience. Airdrops is a great way to like almost give gratitude. So if you already have an audience, you can reward them. But what's interesting, what we've seen is we work with a community called UFO, and what they did was they had about 16.5K followers on Lens Protocol, and they created an airdrop where if they got to 30K, if you follow them on Lens, you're eligible to get the airdrop. So what you can do is, in order to like sort of grow your audience on Twitter or anywhere else, you can create airdrops, let's say, for people to interact with you. So that interaction could be on Twitter. That interaction could be, hey, go listen and save this song on Spotify, or go listen this particular music on Spotify. If they attended your concert, you can reward them. So it's a great way to like give out free NFTs, and you'd be surprised, like people would be more than willing to do that and even share this around. We've seen like airdrops go completely fill out in a matter of like 24 hours. I would even say like if you have a considerable size of audience, you can create or you can start monetizing from them. Memberships is a good way to crowdfund. So if you are looking to crowdfund, let's say you can say that, similar to what we did with Ibn and Glor, you can give access to footage that are BTS content or unreleased tracks or album that is about to release or just give an early drop. I feel like that's something where Patreon did really well. And I think it worked really well for music artists. So that's something you can explore. Yeah, I'm happy to even share like any examples we've done with music artists. I think Ibn and Glor was one of the most successful ones because people purchased that pretty quickly. We've even done concerts. So we've done airdrops at concerts for all attendees. So that was pretty useful. Let's see. Is Coinvise planning to integrate with other social media platforms? Yeah, we already are. So we are integrated with any social app that's out there. You can even use it with YouTube. If you want to use it with Spotify, let me know. Or SoundCloud if you're on SoundCloud. But yeah, you can essentially say that if you go listen to this music track on this particular platform, you can get rewarded. And that's a good way for you to get visibility.
Can you talk a little bit about the fans' experience as far as verifying that they've done the thing that you want them to do, like what that looks like, if there's any friction? Because I know that you're going to be launching paying, with cards soon too. Just kind of like walking through what's it like for a fan on the other side.
Yeah, so this is sort of where like we verify it. So this is where the integration comes into place. If you're integrating with a particular platform, we'll ensure that that activity is completed by the end user. So if a fan is coming to, let's say, your profile and interacting with a claim page or a membership, we'll make sure that they've actually followed you, or they've actually listened on Spotify, or they've actually collected your music NFT on sound.xyz. If they've actually collected it, we can like even verify it on chain that they've actually done it, and then they would be eligible. For memberships, they can pay in fiat also. So we're going to be launching a fiat on-ramp, which basically means that you can purchase a membership just like how you would purchase a subscription using your credit card. And we'll create the wallet for you and we'll airdrop or we'll send you the NFT, but the experience for you is just like any other platform or any other interaction you do on the internet. You can just do it with your credit card.
Super cool. Jared said you were showing a section where you can input anything for deliverables in exchange for a token, NFT, or airdrop. So technically, I could airdrop a deed.
You could. What do you mean, a deed?
I think he's just. I think he's wondering if there are any limitations to what you could actually airdrop people, like the utility.
Yeah. So you can airdrop like tokens. Like a lot of times what happens is like similar to what FWB or a lot of these communities do, the token itself or the NFT itself gives you access to a network of people, right? So you can give access to, let's say, channels on Discord that only a certain group of people have access to. Telegram, you can give access to them, like some premium content that you're creating. I think there's a similar question. Like, for example, an artist could do airdrop their personal token to anyone who's bought an NFT on Sound or Catalog. Yeah, that's exactly. We already have this integration. This is also pretty popular. So one of the like reasons airdrops are popular is because you can program incentives into usual activities. So you can basically say, go collect this music NFT on Catalog. So you'll be eligible to claim, let's say, this NFT or claim, let's say, $20 worth of DAI or USDC. So you can really get creative here. You could even say that, go follow us on Twitter, go collect this NFT on sound.xyz, and then you'd be eligible to claim this. So you can mix and match, and you can create your own campaign. If you ran a music company with a roster like a Medium company or a label, how would you leverage Coinvise? I think similarly, if you ran a music company, you could, like, I'm pretty sure, like, Mickey, I'd love to get your perspective on this. But if you have like a series of artists working with you, you can have them like sort of tokenize themselves or create their own personal token. This could even be an NFT for themselves. And then NFT could be bought by people that truly support them. And then you can host, like, let's say, live sessions with them or virtual events with them, or even like increased experiences for them. And that's a good way where, crypto really stands out when a small group of people support you. So I think that can be reproduced across a lot of artists.
Yeah, it seems just kind of like the digital green room and backstage pass,
Yeah.
That exists like in the real world. I think where so many artists and teams that work in the music industry run into challenges is really just when it comes down to creativity and imagination and what they can actually give people access to. In reality, they're giving people access to some of these things already. These are just tools that allow them to do so more efficiently and bring those people to a place that they can then coordinate and mobilize together, rather than trying to kind of like take the megaphone out on Instagram and have all of those different messages competing with other people's. Yeah, I'm curious. So you talked a lot. You talked about, I guess, how creators can grow their audiences with airdrops. Is there anything that you want to mention on airdrops for retention and for, I guess, mobilizing people once they're in your community?
Yeah, I think so like I said, it's a great way for acquiring or recruiting the right people, and just not everybody. Like, you don't want everybody or just a bunch of random people claiming your airdrop, which is why we have something called conditions. So you can design those conditions, add multiple of them, to make sure you're surfacing the right people, and those people are entering your community. So you can keep it like, you can have 7 different conditions, or you can have no conditions at all. And that's a good way. I think like for a lot of communities that we've seen, they do recurring airdrops. So they do an airdrop at every event, or based on milestones. So for me, a milestone would be, I want to sell out, let's say, 5 music NFTs of the 5 songs that I've produced. If that's a milestone for me, I can use airdrops to get there faster and in a more optimized way. So it's really milestone oriented is what we've seen. And those milestones could be different for different people. For some people, it might be followers. For some people, it might be going to collect NFTs. For some people, it might be come attend this event. So whatever that milestone is for you, you can pair it with an airdrop. And that's a good way for you to, it almost acts like a catalyst, is to get visibility to the right people. And you can design and to make sure, like, just not anybody can claim it, just the right people can claim it.
We got another one. If you got to a point where you have a good amount of tokens out in the world and built a community around these tokens, can you then charge tokens for services and build an economic ecosystem around it?
Yeah, so the utility for any kind of token, whether it's an NFT or a fungible token, is for you to give like access to something. So that access could be to your services, or that access could be to economic value. So traditionally, platforms, when they gave out tokens, if the platform did well, the value of the token would go up, and that would in turn like share the upside with the people that believed in the platform. We're trying to do the same thing here with fungible tokens, where if a creator does well, sort of that economic value can be shared with the top fans or the biggest supporters. Now, this is very like controversial because this involves liquidity pools and the token being a security. We can talk about that, but I would probably still suggest that you use NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens. And that's a much more simpler way for you to route economic value. And the NFTs itself can unlock a lot more than the economic value. So you can still have the NFT traded on a secondary market, but it can still give you access to, let's say, a group of musicians that you would never have access to, or a, almost like premium experiences. So, yeah.
Got it. Yeah, I was just thinking, so kind of like zooming out from like the artist lifestyle, it all behavior kind of like operates within a release cycle, from like connecting with people to create a product, a song, making that song, performing that song to market it, working with other people to create content to market it, working with marketers to get it out to the market, and then kind of like looking at the data and then repeating the process. I think with the crowd funds and the NFTs as the mechanism in order to actually create opportunities for you to bring money in for yourself that aren't limited to the things that people are used to today, like record labels giving you the money or distributors giving you the money to do all those things and execute on that release cycle. Are you seeing, or do you predict that artists may kind of just integrate these NFT crowd funds to fuel that release cycle as it happens? Or do you think that's something that artists should think about as an alternative? method of financing rather than going directly to a record label or a distributor to fund that process of creating records, playing them, creating content, and getting them into the market.
Yeah, I think that was the initial idea, is that you can sort of use your own community and audience as a way to finance your next project. So that project can be your next music album that you're working on, or your next track. But really the goal is that you can use, and the crowdfund doesn't even have to be a huge crowdfund. It can be smaller crowdfunds that ultimately fund the process. I think like the ideal way to like fundraise instead of going to record labels as an alternative is to just directly go to your community and be like, hey, this is sort of the music I've been producing to date. I'm creating like a small crowdfund or membership. And if you're an early supporter, this would give me the funds to produce the next album, but also like you like much more benefits than just like funding me or then just giving me money for it. And all of the proceeds would go to the creator directly. And this would help them, again, as a marketing campaign. So this would help them get more eyes to people than just, yeah. So I feel like this is a much better way because you can build your audience, plus you can crowdfund directly. And we're seeing a lot of people already do that. I think RC did that really, really well. He's been doing this with its memberships, and a lot of artists are now like jumping on the bandwagon. So I would highly recommend it.
Awesome. Somebody asked, do you see this platform as a competitor to something like passes.com?
There's a lot of similar platforms out there. I haven't gone too deep into passes.com, but yeah, there's a lot of similar platforms out there that are doing. I think there's one more that's called hang.xyz. And that's also pretty interesting. Yeah, this one. So yeah, I think there's a lot of platforms out there. It's more like which one is the right one for you. Like even not for you, but your fans. Like which one does your fans have the best experience in using? Because that's something that should be on your mind, because crypto itself is so difficult to navigate through. Having a good user experience for your fans is really important, because if not, they're going to drop off. And the barrier to entry is already so high. So I think making that process really, really simple can be quite beneficial. So whatever is the right platform for you, you should use that one. And we've sort of taken this account really, really well. We've done case studies. We've worked with creators to make that process, yeah, really simple.
Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, what the experience is like managing people or token holders or members after they kind of join your community, platforms like Geneva or Discord, and kind of like token gating and what that process is like?
Yeah, so you can start token gating. We were using a platform. We've created an integration called Guild XYZ. So Guild XYZ is a platform where, just give me a second, where you can token gate Discord or Telegram. You can put the community name and you can start token gating it. We also have an integration with Geneva directly. So if you created a membership on Coinvise, you can use that membership to gate your community on Geneva, gate certain channels, and we have a direct integration with them. So yeah, memberships can be used in a way where it can not just gate one platform, but used across like different platforms, and you just take that with you.
Awesome. I guess last thing on my end, for any, I guess, examples for people to go and do some homework after this of creators and communities you think that are leveraging Coinvise, and doing really cool things, where should they look?
Yeah, so you can go to Coinvise Learn. So over here, if you click the book icon on the left, we've created some case studies. So JokeDAO is a really fun community. You can see all of them actually here. You can click on any one of them and you can read more about sort of what we've learned from them. And I think these case studies are the best way to understand like how people are using their tokens in the first place. If you actually have any questions, I'm personally more than willing to help you build your community and get started on Coinvise. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me directly. But you can use this as a resource, and you can go over any case study that we've written. We've also done case studies on like newsletter. So this is a news company, and they've been using like tokens as a way to like reward people that give ideas or write articles for them. Yeah, this is a film DAO, so they've been making like reels, and this is an interesting way to like reward people for making reels. So yeah, there's a lot of these like really unique implementations for music artists that you can try out. But I think the most obvious ones are like start incentivizing your community, start finding new people, give them free NFTs, or start monetizing if you already have something, or if you have a strong knit community, you can start monetizing right now, and that's a good way to offer premium exclusive experiences.
Awesome. Any other questions? What are some options you would give out personally if you're crowdfunding a label as far as
perks? Okay. I've seen like music artists give like one-on-one like calls or AMAs on Twitter. I've also seen like giving them access to, if you are doing events, you can give out like free tickets. We've seen people do merchandise. So if you are purchasing a membership, they'll mail them merchandise if it fits again the price, depending on what your budget or where you stand. I think like early drops has been the most common one for most music artists. So if the music goes live or if there's unreleased tracks, you can give early access to all of them. And I think that's the best way to like wrap value. You do not need a website or Discord to do that. You just need a social media account. So if you have an Instagram, that works too. We've seen like literally people do this directly on Instagram. So all you need is a social media. Like really all you need is a group of people that are supporting you. As long as you have that, you can do it on any platform.
Well, appreciate the time, man.
Oh no, anytime. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to message me on Twitter. This is how I actually met Mickey, and we started working, and Coinvise actually grew to where it is today. So feel free to reach out. And if you're a music artist, I'm more than happy to help. I want to see like more actually music artists in Web3. So there's still a small number of them. So this might actually be a great experiment.
All right, V, should we go DJ mode?
I'm actually still taking notes. So
Mickey, real quick before we go to DJ mode, Jenil, thank you for that. And I just wanted to announce, so we are doing a 247. I probably need you for this, Mickey, because I'm gonna mess this up. But we're doing a 247 founding NFT, a lifetime membership that's gonna roll out in April. We're doing it via Coinvise. I purchased the first one. It took me all of 8 minutes to set up my wallet, to get the money on there, and to see the token. And I'm number one of, I think we're doing 247 in total, which is a really cool thing because that's a lifetime thing. What's it? Soulbound NFT. So we're excited to do that. But also for the artists that we're working with who are looking for creative ways to raise funds, to build community, to build value. My challenge to you, if you're in this audience, is set up a wallet if you don't have one. Set up a Coinvise account if you don't have one. Reach out to the CEO and founder of the company, because again, I put out in our community, it's not too often that a founder and CEO will say, reach out to me directly. So do it while you can. And he said, hey, there's not a lot of artists, music artists in the Web3 community right now. That's called an opportunity. So if you're an artist and you're looking to build and you're looking to expand and you're feeling like, man, I don't know what to do in a space that's not crowded, where somebody's built a cool platform and they're looking for people to be successful, now's your chance. So my challenge for you, like in the next week, set up a wallet, set up a Coinvise account, and set up your first campaign, do your first token, do your first airdrop, whether it's free, whether it's paid, and just test it. You learn by doing it. So that's my YouTube spiel. Mickey, I hope I didn't butcher that at all, because I'm learning this in real time. I have my notes on my iPad, but I think this is the future. I think like If you want to do a music video, if you want to do a show, if you want to do a merch drop, if you want to do a project, all that shit's going to be paid by you being able to reach out to like the 40, 50 people who really rock with you, getting them to buy a token, paying them on the back end, and you know, be the future, man. Like I can't explain it other than like I remember screaming at artists when Twitter first came out, like, yo, get a Twitter account. Like, you know, I ain't doing that shit. And it's like, no, like, bro, get a Twitter account. That's what we are in this space right now with NFTs. And again, I didn't know the CEO of Twitter. I wish I did. So let's rock. Jenil, thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, this was
Thank you.
amazing.
I think we're good. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. You know, if anything that Jenil said that, you know, is something that you want to move on, just hit him up. He's been super easy to work with for me and helped me a lot throughout the process, just kind of getting into Web3 and understanding how this stuff works. So don't be shy.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. We will see you next
See ya.
week.